Welcome to the Ville, Yankeeville. Thank you for coming back to the channel if you're a returning subscriber. And if you're new here, at the end of the video, if you like the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. But let's get into the video. Top 5 Yankees X Factors for the 2026 season. Obviously, we're 5 games into the season. We've seen some positives, some negatives. But what are the 5 individuals we really need to see step up this year or, increase production? And that is going to be crucial to the 2026 season. But let's get into it. So when it comes to the top 5, I think where we start number 1, we're going to have to start with Ryan McMahon. Ryan McMahon having an offensive improvement would be very crucial for the Yankees in the season. He's projected to hit 231 with 19 home runs, 56 RBIs, 60 walks, 164 strikeouts, 17 OPS. So he's projected to have a pretty average season. I mean, typically where he's been at, he's pretty much a league average to slightly below league average hitter. Defensively, he's elite of elite. He's probably top 5 defensive third basemen in the league, if not higher. So when it comes to Ryan McMahon, improvement needs to come from the offensive end, not the defensive end. So if Ryan McMahon per se could hit 250, 260, 20 to 25 home runs, cut down the strikeout number, and hit for a high 700s OPS, 760, 770, 780 OPS, while having a great defensive glove at third base, it would be actually one of the best things that we've seen in our lineup for a long time. As far as at a third base has been a very revolving door, and it just hasn't been consistent. So I think having Ryan McMahon there, with his defensive capabilities, and if he stepped it up offensively, and we got 20 to 25 home runs out of him with elite defense, hitting towards the bottom of the lineup, and technically would be probably our worst or second worst hitter outside of Austin Wells or Jose Caballero, would be a very, very big deal, and it would be a setup for success if we really want to make a long playoff run. Now, second, Jazz Chisholm in his contract year. His performance, can he improve? Obviously, I talked about it during the offseason, kind of what we're expecting from Jazz Chisholm. If we can get just an absolute crazy year at a Jazz Chisholm in his contract year because he really wants to get paid, that will benefit the Yankees immensely. It would benefit him as well for his pockets, but it would really benefit the Yankees. If we got a 40-40 season at a Jazz Chisholm, obviously he was an all-star, Silver Slugger, all that, he would obviously get those accolades with that type of season. The Yankees should not make it anywhere, Yankees should at least make the ALCS or even the World Series. If we're getting that production out of our second baseman, the sky is the limit. Jazz Chisholm is immensely talented, and he's shown it. He showed it last year. He's shown it in glimpses in Miami. And if we got that out of Jazz Chisholm in 2026, I'm telling you, the Yankees would be set up. Third, Gerritcole returning to the rotation. Very big question mark what we're going to get out of Gerritcole. Just what kind of pitcher is Gerritcole going to come back as, obviously, as a 35-year-old coming off of Tommy John surgery? If Gerritcole comes back 80, 85% of what he is, it's a big, big W for the Yankees. It'd be something that the Yankees didn't have last year. We didn't have, that dominant horse of an ace. Obviously, we had Max Fried. Max Fried is an ace. Carlos Rodon held it down last year. He was an all-star as well. Those are 3 aces right there. But Gerritcole is Gerritcole. Gerritcole, obviously, he's going to be a Hall of Famer when it's all said and done. But if we can get Gerritcole 80 to 90% of what he was, obviously, he's going to have pitch limitations when he comes back. Where he's only throwing 2-3 innings in his first start, 4 innings. He's going to have some pitching limitations like that, 70, 80 pitches, maybe less. But when we really take the training wheels off of Gerritcole as we go towards the end of the season, going to the playoffs, if we can get that kind of Gerritcole, it would be a great, great win for the Yankees, and we definitely want to see that. Now, number 4, Giancarlo Stanton staying healthy in a full season setting. If we got Stanton for, like I said, I think I hinted on this in another video, if we got Stanton for 130 plus games in a full season setting, which we haven't gotten to this point besides out of 2018, Stanton is going to hit at least 35 to 40 home runs. The man is already off to a very hot start this season. Through 5 games, he's hitting .500. He has 10 hits. Granted, he's only hit, I believe, only 1 home run, but he's hitting missiles out there. You know, the man, he can still hit. He will always be able to hit. It's just about him staying healthy with his legs. Obviously, he's been scaring a little bit of Yankee fans right now because he's been trying to leg out doubles, and you know, he's gotten thrown out or been close to being thrown out on a few of those. But Stanton, if he stays healthy, he's gonna produce. Obviously, we saw that last year when he came back, obviously in a very small sample size, but that was very, very positive, and it seems like it spilled over into this season. So if Stanton could stay healthy, he will be an all-star again, and we could definitely expect 35 to 40 home runs with 100, 110 RBIs, and just being a very good presence in the lineup, because right now he's hitting behind Ben Rice. Typically he's hitting in the 5 slot. Obviously Ben Rice is immensely talented as well, very patient hitter. So if we could have Ben Rice followed up by a Stanton, which is something we didn't have in the lineup before. We haven't had a lefty that could hit right before Stanton like that, besides, you know, obviously a Juan Soto earlier in the lineup. But it would be a very, very big success for Stanton and the Yankees. Lastly, I think this kind of, you know, alludes and kind of feeds off of the Giancarlo Stanton staying healthy for a full season, but Jason Dominguez and Spencer Jones making an early impact. Once they do get called up, whether that's towards the middle, end of the season, or if we do have an injury somewhere in the lineup, whether that's Stanton or Trent Grisham or whoever gets hurt, one of those guys are going to be called up. Obviously, they're going to be the next ones off the bench to be called up and fill that void in the lineup. But once they come up, they need to make an early impact. I think if they make an early impact, kind of like with Ben Rice a few years ago, obviously he did cool down after he had that 3 home run game. But for Jason Dominguez, who already had an early impact before he got hurt when he came up, but we're going to say Spencer Jones would probably be the first one to come up if there is an injury, because he hasn't been up yet and the Yankees really want to see what he's going to do. But if he comes up and he makes an early impact, I think that would really open a lot of eyes as to why he hasn't come up any sooner. So I think in this case, Spencer Jones, if there is an injury and he comes up, it'll be a really good awakening for the whole organization as to what he can really do, and it'll be a testament of what the future will look like. So it'll be a really good thing if one of those young guys comes up and they hit and they produce, and we just look like an overall total organization that can develop our young players. But let me know down below, who did I leave out as far as our X factors for the year? Do you think, you know, the ones that I stated, do you agree, disagree? But let me know down below, what do you think about the season so far through 5 games, and what do you really expect to go into the middle and the end of the season? But thank you for watching the video. Welcome to the Ville, Yankeeville.